What's up, everybody? FutureRail Productions here. This is my buddy Kenny, and we are going on a trip. Where are we going, Kenny?
Trainland U.S.A.
That's in Colfax, Iowa. So, we're gonna drive, we're gonna leave you be, and we will see you when we get there.
Hi, I'm the founder of Trainland.
So, Red, what inspired you to build Trainland?
I like kids, and I like trains, and they all go together. And anyway, years ago, I was up at Spirit Lake, Okoboji up in there, and they had a model railroad, and it was called Trainorama, and it was HO, but everybody was enjoying it. And then I watched it run, and then I was Christmas shopping, which I hate to Christmas shop, and up at Sears had a train running around on the track at Christmas time. And 7 out of 10 people would stop and watch that train run. So I thought, well, if they'll watch that train there at Sears, why won't they watch one that maybe covers 80 seats of plywood? So that's why we built it.
And what is your job here? What do you do here?
Well, that's a good question. I guess we're just the owners and the managers, me and my wife Judy, and we just try to keep everything running. And we do the hiring and help, and we try to keep everything going, and people just keep coming back, and we've got people back from already this year, and we just started from last year. I mean, they come back and they're tickled to death, and they look for new things, and we've got them in there, so away we go.
And where do you see Trainland going in the future?
I think an old friend of mine, Herman Tassler, said the kids don't like trains. But Ben's Thomas came out, and there's a little boy in there right now that's 3 years old, and he loves trains. And so I think outside of unforeseen problems or something, why, we've been here 36 years and we just keep drawing more and more people all the time. So I guess, unless I die or something, it's been asked, what are you going to do with all your trains when you're dead? And I say, well, I'll just take them with me.
And if, what can people find here when they come?
Oh, anything. We've got all kinds of used and new trains. We don't sell new. We're not really a hobby store. But we find a lot of beautiful trains that people, especially senior citizens that's going into assisted living or a nursing home or something, and they've really taken good care of them, and a lot of them are just like new.
Well, thank you for your time, Red.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Thank you.
So this is the inside of the Museum of Trainland. We got a whole bunch of pre-war stuff up here, some post-war stuff. This is the Mickey Mouse birthday train. That's the caboose back there. That's the Mickey. That's the birthday car. And then the rest of these is all Mickey Mouse Disney characters. We got Alice in Wonderland, Fantasia, Bambi. We got Pluto, Snow White, Pinocchio, Peter Pan, Cinderella, Donald Duck, Dumbo, Goofy. Lots more where that came from. We got a trolley there. More pre-war tinplate stuff. And then we got the girls' train over here that was made in 1957, only for 1 year. And a creepy looking conductor there. I think I'm too big for this. We got some railroad memorabilia in here, along with some other train stuff. Got a Trainland thing there, DVD playing. Hey, it's Boxcar Willie. Hello. American Flyer over here. We got some cars here. Not sure what scale these are. They may be 143. Oh, there's a Lionel truck. Alright, so here's the first stop on the layout. This is New York. And up here you can see a whole bunch of old Lionels. There's cardboard models from during the war. Gotta zoom out here. There we go. Focus. Focus. There we go. So this is New York, circa, I don't know, 1950 maybe? So all these little buildings are Lionel or scratch build kits. There's Independence Hall. Station down there. Another station. Oh, yeah, press button for newsstand. Oh, look at that. It's a moving newsstand. More trains. We got a flyer there, kind of a train going to all points west, I guess you could say. Here we go. We're in Washington, D.C. now. We got the Capitol there, the Washington Monument, and the White House. Union Station, I guess you could say. Beyond that, we got Virginia. And then we got some urban area here. We got a, by the looks of it, a work area. We got a, oh, it's a Firestone factory where they make tires. Pretty cool. Got a diesel shop there. And, oh, we just left Pennsylvania. And now we're nearing Ohio. There's the Ohio River. We got a barge floating on the river. Why don't you, Kenny, why don't you give me the brochure? And we got a brochure here, which I should have showed this to begin with, but that's all right. You can go to the different locations, look for other pieces of. Oh, that was press the button again. And you get that on camera. It's a crane lifting a motor. So yeah, we got the Statue of Liberty. We got the tennis players. So you got all these little houses and little stuff you can find in the layout. Now we're in Florida Space Center. So we got a Saturn V rocket launch. Come on, focus. We got the Saturn V rocket launching. Got a couple of other things. Got a radioactive car. Press the radioactive car. Where's that? Oh, there it is. And then we got. Now we're getting into Tennessee. Oh, and it's night scene. It's all night now. Yes, there is night scene in this, so you guys can watch different things. Hold on. There we go. So that should help a little bit. Tennessee. It's all night scenes. Yep. Oh, look at that. A drive-in theater in Mississippi. I wonder what movie's playing. Oh, it looks like Bugs Bunny cartoons. So we got a very, very deep gorge with it looks like a waterfall down there. And this looks like a coal mining area right here. And look, there's the chain gang. Wait for the camera. Going back to here, we got it's a DVD player that goes. It's a DVD player in the movie theater. Nice. We got a playground back there. Got the Mississippi River with a steamboat and a firefighting boat. And we got a guy on a crane trying to rescue a stranded woman. I don't know how she got in the river in the first place, but you know, it happens. Now we're leaving Mississippi and Louisiana and going to Texas. And we got all the oil rigs right here.
Bigger in Texas.
Yep, everything is bigger in Texas. We got a buck and his son up on the buck or son on the daughter up on the ridge. Got some oil pumps. Got an oil depot. Oh, and an oil drum loader thing. Oh, it's broken. It's not working. Okay. And this diesel's not running, so that's all right. It must be powered down. And now we're leaving Texas, going to Oklahoma, and into Colorado. And we got a ski resort here. It's Hidden Valley Ski Resort. Do the Safari Train. Isn't there a ski button? Skiing button? Yeah, right there. Press that button. Hold it. Yep, yeah, that's the one. Alright, just press and hold it. Should be launching. Oh, yeah, it's not working. But there's supposed to be little figurines sliding down that tunnel there. Now,
Safari train.
yeah, Safari Train. Try the Safari Train. There it goes. Little miniature Safari Train. Alright, got it. Got a caboose hang out on a flatbed. Oh, and now it's nighttime. There's the Colorado airport or California airport.
You see the fireworks?
Oh, hit the fireworks button, buddy. Right there.
Yeah, there we go. Look back there.
Press
You
and
gotta
hold
hold it, yeah. Look back there. Do you see the
There's
fireworks?
Cool.
Aren't they cool? You see them, buddy? Isn't that neat?
As you can see, Trainland gets a lot of visitors. So now we're leaving California and moving on to San Francisco. And you can see all the little houses up on the ridge for San Francisco. Got the San Francisco train yard where passenger trains, and there's a circus train too, just waiting to leave. Moving on from San Francisco, we're leaving the beautiful West Coast goodbye. And we're heading along the West Coast line. We've got the Ocean View Motel, which apparently is in the design to protect it from earthquakes. And then we got another train yard. Got the West Coast. Beautiful, beautiful artistry work.
Oh my gosh, buddy, look, it's McDonald's.
And then we got a diner there.
You're right. Here, push the button for the ice cream.
Got a nice long highway. My guess is this is the Pacific Coast Highway.
Oh, the grain elevator.
Buddy, look at this one's carrying logs.
Uh-oh.
That makes a huge difference.
Oh, look at the dog.
That doesn't sound good. Do you want to go let them know?
Grain elevator.
The logs.
So now, leaving the West Coast behind, we're moving on to the state of Washington. So we got some logging operations here. There goes that Santa Fe unit that has no passenger train. So we got a NW2 diesel there, and we got a forest where men are working hard to make lumber. Moving on from the state of Washington, we're moving to Iowa. Whew, go Iowa! So we got a little bumper car here. It's just hits the other bumper on the end and shifts directions. Moving on,
There it goes. It's so fast.
we're in a train yard.
Yeah,
Moving
look,
on
yeah,
from
look,
Iowa.
push the button, will ya?
We're going into Missouri and Oklahoma. Well, not, wait, we already been to Oklahoma. This train's called the Oklahoma for some reason. Now, moving on, leaving Missouri behind, we're heading down into Kansas. We got a little town right here, little Midwestern town. Moving into Kansas, we got a man painting an elevator. There he is. See, he's painting it. And here comes the circus train with giraffes in the back seat, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're taking a ride to the circus.
Okay, look at this one.
See, there they go. Leaving Kansas behind, we're moving on to Arizona, and we're in the circus scene. Looks like there's an elephant just chilling out, along with a couple people, like just enjoying the show. And look, there's a zip liner. Not a zip liner, what's it called? Acrobat? Oh yeah, an acrobat just chilling on the zip line, or the swinging line, yep. There you go, see? And then we got a circus train just chilling out with a little spotlight. There's the circus train with the giraffes again.
He's painting there on the bottom. He's painting it red by the red
A couple of amusement park rides. And a rodeo.
Okay.
Leaving Arizona behind, going through the tunnel here, we'll be in the frontier era. Well, as the tunnel disappears into the other room, we are now in the frontier era. We got a whole bunch of old-timey-wimey stuff. There's a train pulling the nightly mail from Promontory. Let's just go with Promontory. Oh, and look, it's Petticoat Junction. No, it's not the right locomotive type. It's a 10-wheeler in the show. And there are the Bradley girls just chilling in the water tower. Got an old western town up on the ridge there.
The what? The medicine?
An old gold mine.
Why would they not be helping me?
A fort. with the cavalry just chilling out. They're defending the place from Indians. An old campground with frontiersmen heading out west. And a stagecoach. Along with the cavalry. Moving on from the frontier era, we are moving on to Wyoming. And there we got the infamous Devil's Tower. And look, there's a rope climber. Then we got a diner, and it looks like we have a car accident somewhere. Oh, yep, there's the car accident. Looks pretty bad. Up there we got a little camping ground. And just a little dirt highway going to nowhere, apparently. Moving on from Wyoming, we're moving into the Dakotas, North Dakota and South Dakota. There's another oh, there's the circus train pulling the evening drafts for the circus, I guess you could say. We've got a nice Midwestern farm over there with a little outhouse. Moving on from that, we got another tunnel up there. That's probably where the Oklahoma runs. We saw over on the other side of the building. Got a little freight yard, and we got Omaha, Nebraska, the end of the lines, as it were. Oh, and what do you know? There's a big boy just chilling out on the siding. We got a little roundhouse with a little Lionel engine on it, and we got oh, look at that! We got a Norfolk Western J. It's number 746 by the looks of it. Pretty cool. What's this do? Oh, and the water tower came down. That is pretty awesome. And that's it for this tour.
If you've ever been to Omaha, where the real big boy goes over the interstate, and this would run if the run was a part. Okay. Right. To get around town. Okay.
Oh, the moose fell. Yeah, moose fell. All right, let's see what we got.
What? It's a radioactive car.
Did you find the policeman?
This one's for the cop.
Would you like to have one of these? It's called Essential Iowa, and it's a tourism book, and it shows a lot of, it's put out by the tourism people, and it shows a lot of places maybe you've been up to. We get them every year.
Okay.
Then they'd be able to give the beans and one of the things. And the lady that's standing
It's a movie like Chucky Candy
And this is the control area where all the trains in the layout are run. Switchboard, an old boiler pressure gauge up on there. Goes up to 400 pounds.
All right. You ready to go pay?
So not only do they have an old classic passenger car full of trains and a museum with a bunch of Lionel trains, they got more railroad equipment. They got a caboose from the Chicago Northwestern and a depot built sometime, I don't know when, but I guess we'll find out. But it is from an old Iowa town. I guess it was moved here a couple of years ago.
My name is Nora, and the depot here is over 150 years old. It was built up at Calamus, Iowa. That's up by Clinton about the time of the Civil War. The main structure is all original. The only thing that's not is the people that had it before us had an antique shop in it. So they added heating and electricity, and we added the flooring in the first 2 rooms.
So what all can we find here? Like, what are the artifacts from?
All of the stuff in here are old railroad things. Like this here alligator and that little metal black box over there. Those are called match safes. I believe they date back to when the trains were made of wood. Inside there's a place for used matches, unused matches, and striking matches. That is, the trains that are made of wood were not insulated. So people would take those, put them in their fires, and use them for foot warmers or bed warmers.
This here is an old speeder. It was built by Fairmont, as you can see on the front there. These were used by maintenance away crews back in the day to go check up on crewmen working the line, make sure they weren't fooling around on the job, so to speak. Like my assistant here, who makes jokes of everything. We got an old Railway Express Agency safe here. I don't know if it opens up or not, but I want to try it. Got some old wrenches, got a couple lanterns, and it looks like an old steam whistle. Not sure when that was built. If anyone knows when this was built, leave a comment down in the comment section. Got some more railroad lanterns, some old containers. I guess they could be used to store liquids, probably like milk or something. And more wrenches, a couple switch locks there, a couple plates, oil cans, more lanterns. There's quite an impressive amount of lanterns. Even more lanterns. Here we got an old switch lantern, so when this was when the switch was thrown, my guess is would turn to, I guess, red or green, depending on if the switch was clear or not. But I could be wrong. This could be from a caboose. You could hang it on the back end of a caboose. I think that's an old toilet seat from a passenger car or something.
This desk here came from Corridon. The time clock there came from the depot in Missouri. This here desk came out of the second Colfax depot. This is a drayman's desk. A drayman is a forerunner to our UPS guys. When the trains come to station, they would be the guys to go grab their horse and buggies and pick up all the freight and take it to different places to deliver it. This here is a delivery book from 1914. Shows where they picked up eggs or trees or chickens, and they would deliver it for 25 cents. This typewriter here, they believe it dates back to about 1900. The black keys are all capital letters, the white keys are all lowercase. There's no shift key. This was our first computers.
Yeah.
The fire extinguisher up here, with that one, you would take it, throw it in the fire. When the glass breaks, the stuff that's inside of the glass would cause a friction with the fire. It would cause a little explosion, and it would take all the oxygen out of the fire and put it out. Cool. This here is a party line phone. Does anybody remember party lines but me?
I know what it means. Yeah.
These guys don't.
Okay, party line is when your whole neighborhood would be on the same phone line. They would have different rings for each house. Oops. Oh!
That's going in the blooper reel.
That's okay. You would take and pick up the receiver, dial the phone. The operator would come on, ask you who you wanted to talk to, and she would put you through. The only thing is, if you two girls were hatching some plan you didn't want mom and dad to know about, don't put it on the party line, because everybody in the neighborhood listens, and mom and dad would know it before supper time. Over here, this would be the depot agent's desk. He had the bay window here so we could look out both windows for his tracks. There was 2 sets of tracks coming out the front here. This here is a scissor phone. Scissor phone because it opens and shuts and it'll swivel anywhere the guy wanted to go. With this one, they would take and put this on his head. He'd talk into here. In order to get the operator, he would click here a couple of times, then the operator would come on, ask him who he wanted to talk to. And on her end, she had wires with pegs on it, and she would poke them into holes on her switchboard. And that's how she would connect him to whoever he needed to talk with.
I noticed you guys don't have a telegraph in here.
Red does have a telegraph, we just don't have it put up right now. We have a guy from Marshalltown supposed to come down and hook it up. So it'll be chattering away sometime when you do come in. These here are called order hoops. When a train is coming through and not stopping and the depot agent needed to get a message to him, say that tracks were out up ahead, he would put his message on here. Train come through, he'd hold it up. Hopefully they were going slow enough that he could catch it, take it into his engine, take off the message, and then toss it back out the window. They said that if he didn't like the depot agent, he would hold it for 2 or 3 miles and then throw it out the window, make him walk to find it. These here are the same thing, only these here, they would just pull the string and the depot agent would restring it. Must have got tired of walking. Okay, out here is our freight room. This here bell is from a diesel engine. And you guys can feel free to ring it if you want.
He's gonna ring it, big guy. Girls?
Here, I'll ring it.
You did too,
It's
girls.
still pretty loud.
Put it out.
Yeah, put your hand on the brass bell part of it. This safe came out of the first Colfax depot. The depot caught on fire in the mid-1800s from a cinder from a steam engine. The safe is the only thing that survived. The insides to it, minus the yardstick, is all original.
Wow. Good fire safe.
That's amazing.
They lost it after the fire, and they couldn't find it. But a few years ago, they found it in the basement of the funeral home. The funeral home was the only place heavy enough with a lift to store it.
Okay. So is this what the original floor would look like over there?
Yes, this is all original, yes.
Okay. So they just put kind of whatever planks they could find.
Yeah, those there went deteriorated, so.
It's kind of hard to imagine what it must have been like, you know, working in here. There was probably no air conditioning at the time, right?
No. And they say that's why the tall ceilings, because the heat would rise. Well, I hate to tell them, but it's still pretty hot here.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a mail cart. Where they would put their mail off the train onto the cart, and they would take it someplace to sort it. These are amplifiers for the telegraph. Down here we have whistles, and that's a horn. There are different lights. The green light down there, the green lantern lamp, that is from the inside of a Pullman car. And the different tools. Back there we have more tools.
Hey, let's go look
It's a
over
pretty
here.
big tool belt, huh?
Then we have the lanterns. Different colors mean different things. I'm not really so sure about them, but I know the green and yellow were workman's lights. No, not the green, the blue one, blue and yellow. The red was of course stop. But the workman's lights, if you were the head of the workman's crew that day, you were the only one that can use this light. Because if you set it down because there's a problem and somebody comes along and picks it up and the problem's not taken care of, somebody could get really hurt or make it more serious. This lantern here is a German Nazi World War II railroad lantern. On the back wall here, you'll see the toilet seat. Now kids, on trains there was no plumbing. So when you go to the bathroom, everything would fall down on the tracks.
And it's still that way in the third world countries today. So, at the station, I mean, inside the bathrooms, there was a little sign about this big, and it was over at these bathrooms if you looked. It will say, do not use this facility when the train is sitting at the station. Just in case people couldn't read, that's what this black bucket here is for. The long neck is to get up in between the wheels of the train to the hole in the bathrooms. So somebody would have the job of taking them out and putting them underneath the train when the trains got there. And before the trains left, they'd have to go pick them back up, dump them in, and clean them.
Oh.
These little stoves here, they look like toys, but those are actually caboose warmers. Put coal in them and help keep the cabooses. Now cabooses, one of the things that they were used for was guys would sit back there and watch the trains as they're going around curves to see if anything was smoking, getting hot. If it's the brakes that were getting hot, they would stop the train, get out with the journal coolers. This is a journal cooler, and this one up here is a journal cooler. They would take it, hang it above the hot spot, turn this knob, and water would drip down on it to cool it off. If it was the bearings that needed greased, they would get out with their tallow pots. Now tallow is rendered out beef fat. That's what the railroaders use to oil the grease. These are the tallow pots up here. These down, this bucket down here, anybody have any suggestion on what it might be?
Oil canister for a steam locomotive? Like you would put it against the journals? Or
Nope. It's a fire bucket. The reason for the shape is back when the trains were made of wood, there wasn't a whole lot of chairs on trains. So people would take the flat bottom buckets to sit on. When they had a fire, they couldn't find a bucket to put it out with. So I like to say they wanted them to get the point, not to sit on their buckets. These here, I mean, you'll probably have to come up closer because you can't see them very well back there. Those are called Lincoln pins. That is how the trains were coupled together back in the Civil War days. They said you could tell who the brakemen were by how many fingers or arms they had. Because most of the time when you get the trains back close enough to drop the pins down in the links, it was too late. A lot of people, very dangerous job.
Until we got the Janie coupler.
Over on the back wall, there's a light on a pedestal. That is from down on the Mississippi River. Down on the river where the tracks go over the bridges have to open for the barges. Those lights will come on, letting the engineers know they have to stop. Then there's a wine press back there. That's not really train related, but it might come in on the train. Then we have oil cans and more lamps. Those canisters back there, those are for flags and flares. Do you know what flares are? This instrument here is a workman's cart, or Red calls it his putt-putt car. Because when the engine starts up, it putt-putt-putts. This particular model it's on the maintenance, they would take it, if there's a spot on the track that needs fixed, there would be 8 guys ride this out on the track to the problem, fix the problem, and then if they wanted to come home, they would have to pick it up and turn it around. Because this has forward, no reverse. That's why the 8 guys.
Right.
A lot of them have a jack underneath here with a swivel on it. So they can jack it up and swivel the car around, but this one doesn't have that. Okay. All of the lights on the dock there, those are all switch lights. They would get on the switches. Down here in front, these 2 gray buckets. Does anybody know what those might be? They're lunch pails. That's what they used to take their lunches in. Then there's a switch light. The next 2 switch lights, those were mounted on the front of a steam engine. They were called ditch lights by the railroad people.
Or marker lights.
Because they were bright enough to see from ditch to ditch. And in order to turn them different colors, the engineer would have to stop the train, get off, and manually flip them, the switches, to turn them different colors. Then we have another switch light and a jack. The next 2 lights, those gray ones, those were on fixed to the crossbucks, the crossing arms. Then we have flags and flare canisters. The toolbox back here, I noticed some of you were looking at it. He was going into a nursing home, and his grandfather that's the picture in there, that's his grandfather. He immigrated to the United States in the early 1800s from Sweden. He was a carpenter by trade. Those are his tools in the box that he made for him. But the gentleman that gave him to Red, sold him to Red, he didn't want people to piece him out after he was gone. He wanted people to enjoy the whole thing, so that's why he sold it. Does anybody see anything in here that they might want to know about? Dating back to about 1928. This particular model had an optional gas-powered engine that sat down here on the leg. It would run the wringer, which we don't have. There's a hole in the top where you can put a stick to agitate your clothes. And then on the back there's a plug where you just pull the plug and the water will drain out. This here is a ratchet that they used on the railroad bridges. This here is a smelting pot that they made at the Newton Foundry about 1900. This is a metal lined box where they would put their dynamite or their flares to keep them dry. Here we have a wooden sled and a child's scooter dating back to about 1900. Did you have one of those at home? Not quite like that, huh?
Theirs have wheels.
And brakes.
And brakes, yep. This one here, the brakes would be when you fall off.
I should say bigger wheels.
Out in the parking lot here, the caboose, they have it ready for birthday steps and look in the door and cars over here, there's a black and red train. That was made for a skit at the military air shows. It went around these silver tankers here in the middle, and smoke and sparks would be flying out of that tallest, the engine is formulated off the Japanese train, so the Japanese train is going around the tankers, and there was a remote control United States bomber helicopter. It was a spoofing of that piece of equipment over there that's for sale. That is a horse-drawn road. A little train down on the sidewalk. A gentleman from Elkhart, Iowa, he had so he built the train and took it for rides in his yard. Last year, his children, there were 12 of them, came up and had a they said their dad made it about 50 years ago. Over here on these wooden stakes, there is a chain. That is a link out of a train crane. The train goes off the tracks and the crane has to go pick it up. That's a link out of his chain.
Well, that was Trainland USA. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to check out the website for Trainland, I'll leave the link down in the description box below. Anyways, that's it for now. I'm FutureRail Productions, and I'll see you next time.